You ever find yourself scrolling through your feed and just getting this feeling that you're not really in the driver's seat? You know, like some invisible hand is deciding what you see, what you're allowed to say, and what's happening with all your data? Well, you are definitely not alone. Millions of people are looking for a way out of the big tech walled gardens, searching for a totally new kind of social web.
Okay, let's just jump right in with this quote from Edward Snowden, because it just hits the nail on the head, right? This isn't just some random jab. It gets to the absolute core of the problem. The whole business model for so many platforms isn't just about connecting us, it's about watching us. This one quote really sets the stage for why so many people feel a change is desperately needed.
And that really makes you wonder, doesn't it? The early internet was supposed to be this amazing, decentralized space for free expression, for spreading information. But what we have today, it often feels like the complete opposite. Just a handful of giant companies controlling our digital town square. So how did we even get here?
Well, that leads us right into what we're calling the big tech dilemma. To really get a handle on the solutions that are popping up, we first have to break down the problems, these pillars of control that define social media today.
So check this out. It's not just one of these things, it's how they all work together. It all starts with data collection, every single like, every share, even how long you hover over a picture. It's all logged. That data then gets fed into the algorithm, which decides what you see next, not based on what you asked for, but on what it thinks will keep you hooked. And then there's censorship, where these super vague community guidelines can be used to make content will just disappear.
And look, this isn't just a fringe idea floating around. A recent Pew Research study found that a whopping 72% of Americans believe social media companies are actively censoring political views. 72%. That is a massive breakdown of trust, and it's exactly what's pushing people to look for something, anything else.
All right, so if the big problem is centralized control, what's the solution? Well, it's the exact opposite, decentralization. And we're not just talking about a new app with a slightly better privacy policy. No, this is about tearing down the old foundation and building something completely new from the ground up.
So what does that even mean? Well, to put it simply, instead of one giant company like Meta owning all the servers, all the code, and all your data, a decentralized network is spread out over thousands of independent servers or nodes. There's no single person or company that can just pull the plug or change the rules for everyone or spy on the whole network. You actually get to choose who you trust.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. Over on the left, you've got the old model, one single point of control. If that company decides to ban you or change a policy you hate, tough luck, you have no say. But on the right, you have the distributed model. It's kind of like a network of interconnected neighborhoods. If you don't like the rules in one, you can pack up and move to another, and you can still talk to all your friends across the whole network.
So, out of this new way of thinking, we've got this fascinating new ecosystem of alternatives popping up. For today, we're going to focus on the three big players, and each one has a totally unique idea about how to build a better social web. Mastodon, Blue Sky, and Nostr.
Let's kick things off with Blue Sky, because what they've done is, well, just look at this chart. The growth is absolutely explosive. Hitting over 30 million users fast is a huge deal. It tells you that there is a real mainstream hunger for a decentralized platform that actually feels familiar and is easy to jump into.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Mastodon is all about community governance, letting different groups set their own rules. Blue Sky is aiming for mainstream appeal, kind of like a decentralized version of Twitter that anyone can use. And then you've got Nostr, which is making the most radical bet of all on total, technologically enforced censorship resistance.
And, different philosophies attract different kinds of people, right? So each of these platforms has its own distinct vibe. Mastodon's become a real haven for academics, tech folks, and artists. Blue Sky is pulling in journalists and celebrities, a lot of the power users from old-school Twitter. And Nostr is the go-to spot for the crypto crowd and people who value free speech above absolutely everything else.
But, and this is a big but, let's get real for a second. There is no perfect platform. There's no magic bullet here. Every single one of these, whether it's the old guard or the new guys, is constantly navigating a really complex series of trade-offs.
And that brings us to this core tension, this fundamental dilemma that's at the heart of every social network, the constant tug-of-war between freedom and safety. If you go for absolute freedom, you risk creating a space where some really awful stuff can spread. But if you go for safety with super strict moderation, you risk shutting down legitimate conversations. Every platform has to pick where they want to land on that spectrum.
You can kind of see how they all fall on that spectrum right here. On one extreme, you have Nostra, which is designed to have almost no moderation built in. It's totally up to you to filter what you see. Mastodon's more in the middle, where each individual server, community sets its own rules. And Blue Sky's trying something new with a layered approach, trying to find that sweet spot between baseline safety and user choice.
And then there's the other elephant in the room for any new platform, the network effect. You know the idea. A service gets more valuable the more people use it. This creates this massive, classic chicken and egg problem. People don't want to join a new place if their friends aren't there, but their friends won't join until there are enough people to talk to. It's the biggest advantage the big guys have.
Okay, so after all that, with all these different options and philosophies and trade-offs, how in the world are you supposed to actually pick one? This last part is all about figuring out how to find your own digital home in this brand new landscape.
So, how do you choose?
Well, here's the secret. You stop looking for the one best platform, and you start looking for the platform that's best for you.
Let's do a quick gut check. Just ask yourself these 4 questions. What is it about mainstream social media that really drives you crazy? Is it the privacy invasion, the censorship, or the algorithm? Second, what do you actually want to do there? Connect with friends, get news, find a niche community? Then be honest. How tech-savvy are you? And finally, what do you want moderation to look like? Your answers here are your personal roadmap.
And if you just want a super simple cheat sheet, here you go. If you really value being part of a community that sets its own rules, Mastodon is probably your best bet. If you just want an easy-to-use alternative to what you're used to, without all the baggage, Blue Sky is the clear choice right now. And if your number one non-negotiable priority is speech that can never be taken down, Nostra is literally built for you from the ground up.
Look, the big takeaway here is that this is happening right now. This isn't some far-off future thing. A real revolution is underway, and it's all about shifting power away from these huge corporations and putting it back in the hands of users and communities. The choices we all make today, what platforms we join, what we support, what we build, are actively shaping what the internet is going to look like for everyone.
So, at the end of the day, it really does come down to you. The problems with the old social web are pretty clear. The blueprints for a new, more open one are being drawn as we speak. The only real question left is, where are you going to choose to write the next chapter?